Right now, hello. The purpose of this video is to talk about one country, or basically mention a friend as well who I know on the internet, basically from Italy, and her name is Marina. I think I'm saying it right, but it's to me it's a complicated name. I think to say. Just trying to find where it is. And oh god, I can't seem to find it. Anyway, Ma- Marianna. I'm saying it wrong, Marina. I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, Marianna, and she's basically from Italy. And I do sometimes, if I speak to a few people from other countries, I might ask them a little bit about the language, and I have said before with Marianna about the Italian language. It was actually something we learned at school, and being in Peterborough, we're very fortunate to have an Italian community. So basically, there's a lot of Italian people that have come over here to work and live, and they've been doing it for years and years and years. We actually have the Fleet Centre, which has basically Italian events on all through the year, and so on. I know a few Italian people because basically I've been associated with them throughout my whole time. But at school, we basically started off in the first year we had to do French. We didn't, whether we liked it or not, we had to do French. We got to the second year, and they basically said that you had to do French, and then you had a choice between Italian or German. You couldn't do Spanish or anything like that. It had to be Italian or German. I chose Italian. When we got to the third year, we had the choice. It was basically we couldn't do two. We had to do one, and the only one you could do was Italian or French. Italian or French. Or if you did German instead of Italian, you had the choice of German or French. So there was no saying you could do French one year, Italian the next, then go to Germany the next. You couldn't do that because basically you had your choice. You did your French first, and then France, French and Italian or German, and then the third year you had to pick out of the two that you'd been doing for the last 2 years. So basically I chose Italian, and I wanted to basically talk or to pronounce some of my words. I don't know if I'm saying this right. I do get a few words also when I'm watching TV because I watch a chef called Gino De'Campo, and he always speaks. Well, he speaks English, but he likes to also say words in Italian as well. So it's brilliant, and he'll say fantastico. It sounds so simple though to say that word, even though that we say fantastic. And you only have to put like the O at the end is like fantastico, and they say it in Italian. I don't know. That's so simple, but the only words I really remember is from school. I don't know much about. My dad sometimes gets it from his friend because my dad's friend basically has done discos and played Italian music and has in his family some Italian relatives. So my dad gets to learn the words, and he'll say something like something like buonasera or something like that, which is basically good evening. But when I was at school, I remember having the words like buongiorno, as in hello, and then I'd say ciao or arrivederci, ciao. And then I would say something like, I've always said, if I was, and I say this to people because it's the only thing that I'll say buongiorno, come stai, bene grazie, which I've always learned as being hello, how are you, and I'm fine, or something like that. Then I'll say something like mi piace giocare a calcio, which I always remembered it as I love to play football, or non mi piace giocare alla pizzeria, like I don't like to go to pizza places, something like that. I've always had these words, and I've always known that ti amo, as in I love you, and bambino as in baby. I always say ti amo bambino thinking I love you baby, but the Italians say it's something else. I don't know whether it is right if you say to some Italian ti amo bambino. My dad always says to me, my dad always says to me, when you see an Italian, never ever say ti amo la fista, because it doesn't sound right. No, very rude. And I've always learnt that, and I never will do anyway. But it's words that I have. And then there's obviously, I know the ones like I've always said Vangula, or however you would say it, as in a swear word in Italian. So I don't know. Maybe when Marianna watches this, she'll be able to correct me if I'm saying anything wrong. But it's the way it's what I know, like Vino Rosso and Vino Bianco, as in red wine and white wine. But again, I'm not saying I know Italian well. I just know a few words here and there, and that's what I normally would associate myself, because I've remembered them from school. It's the way that my teacher taught us, basically. Whether she's doing it wrong, I have not got a clue. She even brought in somebody from Italy once, and she came in so she could do play music, Italian music, and she played Senza una donna by Paul Young and Zucherro, one of Italian's biggest stars. So that's basically it. So I'm sure anybody else out there who's Italian would agree with me that maybe I'm not the greatest and that I've been doing it all wrong all my life, but it's what I've been taught at school. So whatever words I'm getting used to, it's just the way it is. You know, I may well use Google Translator sometimes if I want to find something, but I'm not always the greatest at it, you know. And that. So there you go. And pretty sure when I'm watching the football, I have to get used to saying the names of the players. Italian football, you know, like Alessandro Del Piero, but some of them are quite easy, you know. Gianluca Vialli and Gianfranco Zola, some of the old footballers we're talking about here, Paolo Maldini, you know, and De Rossi, you know, there's all these great Daniela De Rossi. You see, it's a language of love, the Italians. They know what they're talking about, you know, especially when you want to sing like just one cornetto, give it to me, although they'll probably say it in Italian, which I can't do. Yes. Like the old greats of Little Tony, yes, one of the old Italian singers who I absolutely like. So, and there's obviously Ti Amo by Umberto Tozzi, one of the most famous Italian records of all time. There you go. So, anyway, I hope you like the blog, Marianna. It is very nice to speak to you and know you and speak to you. So it's great, and hopefully, if you want to comment or say anything to me about this video and my way of speaking Italiano are fantastico, or whether it's bad, I don't know. You let me know. That's for you to say, because you're Italian obviously and know more of it than me. And keep watching my videos, and bye for now.